Hey everyone, Ryan from Ebike Escape, and in this video, I'm going to give you my first impressions on the RadRover 6 Plus. I'm going to take it up a large hill, and finally, we are going to drag race the RadRover 6 Plus against 5 different electric bikes. So let's get to it. Before we get started with the video, if you are looking to purchase a RadRover 6 Plus or any other Rad Power bike, please consider using the link in the description before completing your purchase, as it helps me continue to review electric bikes and make videos like this one. I will also have a link to our electric bike accessories list, our top e-bike brands page, and finally our electric bike discounts code page. If you use links within those pages, they also help support me, so thanks in advance. With that, let's get on with the video. All right, here it is, the brand new RadRover 6 Plus. I actually just received this electric bike a few days ago. I did do a live unboxing, but I wanted to get a video out so I could share my initial impressions on this electric bike in case you are considering it. Now, the bike was announced in summer 2021, and now this is Rad Power Bike's most expensive model at $2,000. Now, if you're familiar with Rad Power bikes, you will undoubtedly notice some differences. And I should note that the RadRover was Rad Power bike's first electric bike. So now this bike has gone through many iterations. So it's really exciting for them to come up with a more premium electric bike for the market. I think the first thing that stands out is this awesome looking paint job. So this is the charcoal color. Obviously, this is the high step model. And I would say, compared to some of the other paint jobs, this is a little bit more classy, a little bit more understated, but they do have some really fun orange accents around the bike. They have some stickers that say Plus around the wheel, and then just some Rad Power Bikes highlights there and on the other side as well. So there's just a little bit of orange on this electric bike, but mostly charcoal and then the black color, which I think looks really nice. So there are a few significant changes to the RadRover 6 Plus, and the first one I want to talk about is the battery. You can see semi-integrated battery, and not only does this look nicer, but it's also easier to remove and put in compared to the slide-off shark type batteries that they have. Sometimes those can be a little bit finicky when you're trying to remove them. Putting them on is a little bit easier, but they have the keyhole right here, and you simply turn it and the battery springs out, and you can grip it really easy. And in order to put it back in, simply put the back end in first and then push on the top. It's that easy. Really like that they changed the battery. The capacity is the same. And I will point out they have a battery meter right here on the battery, 10 bars to give you a little bit more accurate reading of how much battery capacity you have. So that's really handy. And it's worth noting, compared to the other models with that older style battery, it had a few positions, and one of the nice things was you could turn the battery so it doesn't power on the bike, but it also isn't able to be removed. This one, of course, is either just locked to the frame, bike can turn on, or you turn the key and the battery comes off. So just something to keep in mind. And one of the other significant changes that I am enjoying is the dual display. So on the left-hand side here, you have your pedal assist, as well as the power button, and a specific button just for your lights. So you don't have to hold two buttons or anything. You simply have an on-off button for your lights. You do have your battery indicator over here. I'm not sure if you can see that on the screen. That is one thing that I wish you could adjust on this screen, is turning up the brightness. I did turn it up all the way on the center screen, and I still can see it pretty easily in the daylight, but the screen on the left is a little bit trickier. And then you still have your 5 modes of assist here. And then the center display has your time, your odometer, your current miles per hour, and your current watt output. And you can change it by holding the plus and minus button on the controls here to show both the trip time as well as the trip odometer. So I've really been enjoying the dual screens. I really like that they put the miles per hour front and center here, nice and big. And then of course it's nice to have the additional information over here on the left-hand side as well. Another thing that I have been enjoying quite a bit are these hydraulic disc brakes. Now, this is the only model that Rad Power Bikes currently sells that has hydraulic disc brakes. These are branded Nut. All of the other models still have mechanical disc brakes, and I just find with the hydraulic disc brakes, they don't need as much maintenance. They don't squeak as much. In fact, this bike was ready to go out of the box. I had to do nothing to the brakes. They are perfectly aligned, and I haven't heard any noises coming from the front and rear. So I think people thinking about purchasing the Rad Power Bikes RadRover 6 Plus will too appreciate the hydraulic disc brakes. Now, Rad Power Bikes did make some changes to that rear hub motor, and I think the best way to show the motor capability is to take it up a hill, which we're going to do here in a little bit, as well as put it up against 5 electric bikes, which was a lot of fun. But one of the things that I really appreciate about Rad Power Bikes is the accessibility of their pedal assist. And I can't say this about every manufacturer of electric bikes, but if you put this RadRover 6 Plus in pedal assist 1, I find that it is the perfect amount of assist. I don't find that you get lurched forward putting it in pedal assist 1. They've really thought out the power delivery and making sure that this bike is accessible to a lot of people, that they don't get too much power unless they want to, of course, going into pedal assist 5. So that's one of the things that I wanted to call out. And I will just mention briefly that Rad Power Bikes did change the charger on the RadRover 6 Plus. And one of the nice things is they included a wall mount, so you can mount that charger on your wall and simply plug it into your bike. You don't have to have your charger sitting on a countertop. So that's something that I haven't seen from any other company. I know it's a small thing, but something that I wanted to call out as I was unboxing the electric bike. All right, I think that sums up some of my first impressions. Of course, I will have a full review in the coming weeks, but now let's get to the hill test because I know a lot of you are going to want to see how this bike performs up a large hill. Okay, here we are, the large hill that I test out all of the electric bikes that I review. I will put on the screen the information about this hill so you can get an idea of just how big it is because the GoPro definitely makes it look smaller. GPS speed on my phone, hopefully you can read that. One of the downsides, I guess, of these handlebars, I really like the rise because it puts you in a comfortable riding position, but it is harder to mount accessories. All right, full throttle, going up this hill, currently using 520 watts, and the hill really is just about to start now. We'll do throttle only, and then I will do some pedaling as well. 18. Now we're using the full 750 watts. That's, of course, what this bike peaks at. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. And just keep in mind how heavy this electric bike is. The fat tire bikes are also a little less efficient just due to their wider tires. So 12, I think the lowest I saw was 11 miles per hour, throttle only up this very steep hill. And we're just about to the top here. And I did charge the battery up before I started riding today. I am down 2 bars and I just saw another bar go down. Of course, using throttle only up a large hill is going to really chew up that battery on any electric bike. All right, it's back up to 16 miles per hour. All right, now I'm going to turn around and I'll go back up the hill while pedaling to give you an idea of how this bike handles hills. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start in pedal assist 1. I actually have to downshift a little bit quickly. Get into a lower gear here. 4th gear. And I should note down that hill, I really appreciated having those hydraulic disc brakes because I hit, if you can see the screen there, 30 miles per hour, and needed to slow myself down a little bit. All right, so fourth gear, pedal assist 1, definitely working a little bit here. I'm going to go here in pedal assist 2. A little bit more of assistance. Let's shift down quick. There we go, second gear. And this is still a little bit of a workout given I'm only in pedal assist 2. Of course, I could go into first gear here and it's much easier. But let's go ahead and go into pedal assist 3. Hear that motor kicking in a little bit more. My legs are starting to spin a little bit easier. I'll go to second gear. All right, let's go to pedal assist 4. Going about 10 miles per hour now. Much easier than it was when I first started. And I'm pretty comfortable, I would say, in pedal assist 4, second gear. This is pretty easy. Let's shift up to 3, 4. A little bit of a workout now. Fifth gear, let's go up to pedal assist 5. There we go. And of course, I can shift down and make it real easy to go up this hill. 14 miles per hour or so. So in my opinion, based off of all the electric bikes that I've tested out, this new 750 watt motor from Rad is plenty capable on hills. Perhaps if you lived in the mountains, maybe you'd want something a little bit more powerful, but then you might be looking at mid-drive electric bikes anyway. And we're at the top. All right, with that, let's get into the drag racing, if you will, of the RadRover 6 Plus versus 5 other electric bikes that I had in my garage. Let's get to that footage. All right, we are back. I have my wife, Allie, here, and we thought that it might be fun to test out the RadRover 6 Plus motor against various electric bikes that we have. So let's get on with it. The first one is going to be the RadRover 6 Plus versus
the Electric XP 2.0.
Okay, and I should note we're on pretty flat ground here, and also note that the RadRover 6 Plus is heavier than all of these electric bikes that we're going to be testing out. All right, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, throttle. $14. And there's 20 miles per hour. I would say the RadRover 6 Plus was a little bit faster off the line, and that's pretty impressive given the full-size nature of the RadRover 6 Plus and all that additional weight. All right, let's get on to the next one. Okay, next we have the RadRover 6 Plus versus
the eSpin
Sport.
The eSpin Sport.
And we also have Lenny. He just really wanted to join in on this one. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, throttle. That's 20. Again, I would say that was pretty close. RadRover 6 Plus maybe by a little bit, and obviously Allie has a little extra weight with Lenny on board, 25 or so extra pounds. All right, let's do the next one. All right, next we have the RadRover 6 Plus versus
the Rad Mission 1.
All right, and I think we're both very confident that the RadRover is going to beat the Rad Mission, yes, given this is their most affordable electric bike, 500 watt motor.
Still awesome, but
let's see how it does. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, throttle. See ya. And there's 20 miles per hour. RadRover 6 Plus, much more powerful than the Rad Mission. Nothing wrong with the Rad Mission. We really like this bike. You can see we have baskets on it. Did a full accessories video, did a full review. Check that out if you're looking for an affordable electric bike. All right, let's get to the next one. And next we have the RadRover 6 Plus versus
the Aerial Rider Radial.
This is a 750 watt motor that apparently peaks at over 1,000 watts, so it'll be very interesting to see how this one does. Also, the Radial is a lot lighter at, I believe, around 52 pounds, and the rain is starting to foil our fun, so let's get on with this. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, throttle. Wow. All right, I'm actually a little bit surprised on that one. I thought the Radial might have beat this bike based off of the motor, how high it peaks, and how light it is. But RadRover 6 Plus.
Yep, won again.
And it is very surprising too, because this is fat tires on this RadRover 6 Plus, more rolling resistance. But I promise you the next one will beat the RadRover 6 Plus. Let's get to it.
And we have the RadRover 6 Plus versus
the Aerial Rider D-Class. This bike has 2 motors, such a fun electric bike. So I'm going to start it off in dual motors, and I'm pretty sure this is going to blow the RadRover 6 Plus out of the water. And you'll notice that I am on this bike because Allie didn't feel quite comfortable having a dual motor and going full throttle. All right, you tell me when you want to start.
3, 2, 1, go. You can see Ryan, he is way up there. Wow, that was really funny.
And to no surprise, both motors on the Aerial Rider D-Class really much faster acceleration than this bike, and that's common for the moped style electric bikes. They like to put big motors in some of these. All right, now let's see, what are we going to do next?
The RadRover 6 Plus versus
the Aerial Rider D-Class in rear wheel drive only. 750 watt motor, but again, that peaks much higher. This should be a little bit of an interesting comparison. I think the Aerial Rider will still win, but we'll see. All right, ready?
Ready, set, 3, 2, 1, go. Yep.
All right, I hope you enjoyed watching us drag race these electric bikes. Hope you enjoyed my initial impressions on the RadRover 6 Plus. Again, links to the RadRover 6 Plus will be in the description, as well as our electric bike accessories list, our top e-bike brands page, as well as our electric bike discounts code page. If you make purchases through any of those links on those pages, they help us continue to make videos like this one. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you in the next one. Is that what you wanted me to say? We're gonna get pulled over for drag racing.